Alright, so I guess some of you may be wondering where Jocotepec, Mexico is. Well, Joco, as the locals call it, is on Lake Chapala, and that's in the state of Jalisco, Mexico. It's not too far from Puerto Vallarta. I think it's about 4 hours either by car or maybe a little longer by bus. It's not too close to the coast. It is at about 5,000 foot elevation. There are mountains, the Sierra Madre Mountains around the area that I think go up to maybe 8,000 or 9,000 feet. So there's some pretty decent mountain peaks around, as you might be able to see, that go up pretty decent considering we're already at 5,000 foot elevation. The elevation here combined with the closeness to the equator is kind of interesting to think that this area is about the same elevation as Colorado, but pretty different climate. It gets warm here every day. I'd say close to 90, at least in the mid 80s, very dry heat, and then cools off down into the 50s every night. It's said that Lake Chapala is, I believe, the second best climate in the world. So very, very kind of interesting climate due to the altitude and closeness to the equator. So Lake Chapala area has Ajiji as a hub, and that is a town about 30 minutes away from here where a lot of retired American and Canadian expats live. So you have a lot of couples that are a little bit older that live in Ajiji, and that's great. They have a great town over there. They got a lot going on with all their restaurants and everything, but it wasn't quite the best fit for us. So out here in Joco, it helps to be able to speak a little Spanish because there are not very many people that speak English here in the town. I'm relatively fluent. I've traveled to quite a few Spanish-speaking countries and studied back in school, so I got a decent level of Spanish, at least conversational. April grew up around Spanish, so she has a decent vocabulary. She's kind of learning the conversation part of that now. So being submerged here in Joco, where you have no choice but to speak Spanish, is the kind of culture that we were after. It's, we don't like going to all-inclusives. We don't need to be in the middle of nightlife. We just want to experience culture. And between the Spanish language immersion and the amazing marketplace that they have here, there's quite a bit for us to experience. People are incredibly friendly. Everywhere we go, we say hi to people. Everybody smiles and waves and says hi back.
Hi, so it's April again. We ended up in Jocotepec. Funnily enough, we had some friends that have a little boy Bob's age that we met in Charleston, and we let them know of our dream to come to Mexico when we met them over 2 years ago, and all of a sudden they decided they were coming to Mexico to live, and they've lived here for 2 years in Ajiji, which is a neighboring town to Joco. And Ajiji is very gringo, a little too white for us. We wanted more authenticity, more culture, and we took a bus ride to Jocotepec, and we found way more culture than you could find in any time of day in Ajiji. It's a beautiful city here, and being half Mexican, it made me feel like a little bit at home. With all the abuelitas, and there's lots of women here with young children. Very family-oriented town. It's not a crazy nightlife town, so if you're looking for that, this is not the place to be. It's families, children are everywhere, women walk at night. Very safe town. And we came here for the culture. We want to be immersed. Unfortunately, I don't speak as much Spanish as I would have liked to, considering I grew up in a Mexican family. I understand it more than I speak it, but being immersed into this culture has increased my ability to conversate and communicate with people with what I need to communicate for. And it's also helped Bob's Spanish. He actually speaks a little bit of Spanish now, which is super cute. A little blonde hair, blue-eyed boy speaking Spanish. And he mostly says vamos, but it's so cute.